Hi, my name's Roxanne Curl. I'm here to show some concepts about website design and how to integrate it into our new website for the hospital to keep users using our site, to get patients to click and enjoy, feel calm when they use our site, and give good feedback to us. The first concept is visual organization. Visual organization simply how the page is put together so that it looks professional and it's easy to use. First, we look at Amita Health. Amita Health has these tabs on top that are clearly separate. They're the same size and they're easy to see and use. Same with their social media buttons. What I like about Amita Health is they use the gradient color of their logo and they actually integrate that into their tabs, making it easy to see, and it makes it all go well together. Everything's from left to right, and that's important because we're working with an American medical facility, and in America we move from left to right when we read. So all of the information we pertain is going to be left to right. Same with Loyola. They're a little bit different than Amita because they use less colors. Their tabs are grayer and they're not all the same size, but they center them well. So that creates a nice organization because it's right in the center and it's easy to get to, and it actually contrasts with the thick, rich sort of maroon color of Loyola. Here for Silver Cross, they create this nice bulleted list. Bulleted lists are great because they clearly delineate each thing to click on, and it's fast and easy to read. Donations, appointments, doctors. Same with Loyola again. The second part of their site, they have these nice big tabs that are easy to use for important things, appointments, finding doctors. They have quick links for paying, and then for some of their services, they also have these nice bulleted areas. Now, to look at a sort of bad view, we have Memorial Hospital of Belleville. They have this pull down menu button. So what's wrong with that is that people have to click the menu button. We don't know what's on it, and it's not easy to access and to know. And if you look at the whole site right now as a whole, it's hard to tell that this is even a hospital site. They have golfing, they have who knows what's on the menu, their search bar you have to click. They don't really tell you what this is, and there's another click down bar. So when we make our site, what we want to do is we want to have these nice top buttons. We want to have everything organized and easy to click buttons so that people minimize their tension and enjoy the professionalism and easy to find information. Next is visual simplicity. When we deal with visual simplicity, we're talking a lot about the colors and the sort of patterns and palettes that are put into a website. For a hospital especially, but for all sites, we really want a lot of white space. White space creates a nice contrast between the colored information that we're going to see that makes everything stand out to us, and it's easy to know what we're about to click on and know what we're about to use. Also, a minimalistic design that creates a calming effect and it reduces tension. So here with John Hopkins, we can see they used a nice dark blue, and dark blue, any blues against a white are good for hospitals because it gives this sort of clean feeling to it. The contrast created here is great with the yellows against the dark navy blue, and it goes along with their logo. This creates, again, a nice contrast, but it doesn't make the site feel like there's tension or it's stressful. Rush doesn't use that nice blue and white concept for their hospital, but instead they again go with their logo color in this nice dark green, but instead of filling their page with dark green, they gradient it, and then they use colors that go along well with it, this purple or this nice orange, and they've lightened the green. So as you see, Rush is mostly white space, which is amazing. So they have everything that we need to see is easy to access. It's colored, it stands out, and that's important. Here are some bad examples are Silver Cross, mostly because it's all purple. It's just this big purple mass. They don't use white space. Instead, they color it with this purple. They have these purple buttons. They have this purple-esque picture and this purple swoosh. And so what they were trying to do is kind of use their logo like the other ones, but instead of doing what Johns Hopkins did and using the green and creating a nice contrast, or what Rush did was use the dark green a little bit and then lighten it up so it's not so thick and rich. They just went ahead and used this dark purple. But the problem with that is it's almost foreboding. It's like a big dark spot and mass, and it's sort of hard to feel where you're going, and it doesn't feel comfortable. Same with Morris Hospital. But what they do wrong is they have pictures, too many pictures, pictures on pictures. Their background is not white space, and this is why white space is important. They're sort of assaulting us with a lot of information then, because it's a picture, and then there's a picture here, and then there's purple, and then there's pink, and there's green person, and it's just too much information at once versus the clean concept of Rush that's very white, very easy to find everything with. So, and another problem with them having the picture background is they picked outdoors. And I'm pretty sure what they're going at here is trying to be happy and upbeat and outdoorsy. But hospitals don't deal with the outdoors. Most people are stuck inside or in a hospital bed, and the outdoors just doesn't give that feeling of hospital to us. The next concept is visual and interactivity. And this is a very important one when we're trying to get users and patients to keep going to our site or stay on our site. Because we want users to keep clicking on our website so that they stay longer. We want to engage them in things. And social media is an important part of that now. Because with social media, people can click. I can click to Facebook and say, I love UCLA. They helped me. They were very quick today. I found my doctor really quick. Also, I mean, the downfall of that is I can click Facebook and be like, UCLA was horrible. This was the worst experience of my life. So some hospitals may seem that it's kind of risky to have social media, but it's not. It's good. You get publicity out there. When people see positive things or things, patient stories, then they also want to come to the site. What UCLA does great is their social media tab, because first off, this is easy to see, it's colorful, interactive, and it moves along when you scroll. It actually moves down the site, and I think that's a great thing to integrate into our website. And what they've done different than other sites is a lot of sites have, Facebook, maybe Twitter. They have so many things. They have Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Google+, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Flickr. They have anything because it makes them look like they're not afraid of people's feedback. And that's great because it encourages people to give feedback. Now, Amita Health does something awesome also that creates a different form of the interactivity, and that's the insight interactivity, because these are all tabs. When you scroll down their site, they have these picture tabs and how you can learn more about all this information and different parts of their hospital. And that's just great because even on some of these tabs, they have other tabs. Like there's our story. When I'm learning about Amita Health, I would learn about their careers or their mission. And these emotionally engaging pictures make people want to click and stay. I don't have to know that this says Pediatrics Institute. I know these are happy children. I know this is a happy couple with a baby. I don't need to know that it's, what it's about. So that's very interactive. President St. Joseph Medical Center, what they do great is something that these two have done great also, but they have the search bar on top, and that's important because we want patients to be able to click, search, find what they need. And the more they can do that, the more they're going to look for and use our site. They also have this extra pull down bar that says I would like to, which is an extra little bit of interactivity that makes it easy for people. And they have all these nice little tabs, and they pull down with so much information. I wouldn't even say it's overwhelming information. So I go to patient and visitor information. That's why I have these two, so I can pull it down. And say I have a family member in the hospital I have to see a lot. You can see the dining or gifts to bring them, or anything about internet access in case I want to, do homework or watch something while I'm there. So this creates something to where patients want to click and stay. Now to look at the bad a little bit, this one isn't that bad. What I wanted to point out that's kind of bad is this is their Facebook clicking button. It's super small. I actually blew this one up a little bit bigger than some of the other ones so that we can sort of see how small that is in comparison to other things. It kind of makes us feel like they don't want us to share it on social media. As for Jackson Park Hospital, what I want to point out is no social media buttons at all. This is their entire site. You can see I took 2 shots here and they actually overlap. You barely scroll through the site. That doesn't help people find or want to go through or be interested in, because it feels like there's nothing on their site. With Palo Verde, they do the opposite problem. First off, they also have no social media, but this is basically all that's on their site, and then you scroll forever and ever and ever. I could keep going on how long it feels like you have to scroll with them, and it's all just this words. These aren't links to click on. This is just words and words. It's like reading a essay of somebody's. And this is where their sort of social media is. It says engage your community, connect to the news. They're my connections, but it is so hard to read. Like, that is very difficult to read. It's almost like they don't want you to do it. Now for graphs and charts, a lot of hospitals don't use graphs and charts, and I don't know why, because it's an important thing to add onto a site because simply of the concept of data visualization. And data visualization is what happens when data and numbers are presented in a visual format and allows our brain to easily organize and understand it. So basically, the goal is to take this sort of abstract information, just all these numbers and things, and we want to put it in something that's easy to understand. Oh, this is the bigger part of the circle, and this is colorful, and I understand what each of these things mean. And that's important to viewers because it makes their interactivity, again, easier, and it also creates information that they can remember and use. So this is Duke, and they have about their joint replacement team. So each profile of a doctor, this is a sample one, shows you what kind of replacements they've done and what they specialize in. And you can see in this one, 53% knee replacements. This is hip and other hip major surgeries, arthroscopic knee, and other. So this person, if you're going to get knee replacement, you want to go to him. He's done a lot of them. What they don't do well, which I think is important to point out, is they don't have a percentage. Like, we don't know how many, if this is out of 10 he's done or out of hundreds he's done. So that's some extra information so that it's accurate information. But this is easier to understand because when patients go and they're looking at this, they want to find a good doctor. They want to know the information. They don't just want to see numbers. And this is one of my favorites, and it is from Johns Hopkins again. What Johns Hopkins does is they have these pull down menus. I picked cleanliness of hospital environment. You can see there's more over here. They have how many stars they have in a survey, but then they graph it all. You can click to see the graphs. They have among the state and national average. And so you can see they're not hiding their information. They're below national average for cleanliness, but it still shows you, oh, this is the hospital I'm going to. This is all the hospitals in the state, and this is all the hospitals everywhere. They do similar over here with a line graph. So that's important. And here's some places that could have done that.